Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. We begin today with the words of the director of the Food and Drug Administration, who says people need to start turning out in force to give blood. In our region, the Red Cross is working hard to ensure we have a safe and adequate blood supply during the pandemic. To do so, the organization has made changes in how blood donations are collected. And in an interview with Across the Fence, the Red Cross's Mary Brandt also discussed the need for convalescent plasma to help fight the coronavirus.
The need for blood is constant. It does not stop, not even for the coronavirus pandemic. Since the time that really the coronavirus was labeled as a pandemic, we have had thousands of blood drives across the country canceled. That means thousands of blood collections have gone uncollected. And as I said, the need for blood does not stop because of the pandemic. I'm happy to say that the Red Cross, in the immediate aftermath of the coronavirus pandemic hitting, we really began to reach out because the numbers that we were seeing in canceled blood drives, it was unprecedented. I can only speak to what I have seen in the something years that I've been with the Red Cross, and I've never seen anything like it. But we did begin to reach out to, and in our case, to both blood drive sponsors as well as blood donors. And the reason for that is that the Red Cross is truly a volunteer-based organization. When you look around your city and see those little white signs talking about there's a blood drive here today, and you see them all over town, those are all sponsored by volunteer blood drive sponsors. So we depend on those people to bring in the blood that's needed to supply the hospitals that we serve. And we also depend on our blood donors. So we began reaching out immediately after the pandemic hit. And I'm happy to say that people have responded in tremendous numbers. And I can tell you that right now we are finding ourselves in a situation where we are able to meet the immediate needs of hospitals. And what's going on in the healthcare industry is that a lot of elective surgeries have been put off. And so that has helped us, as I said, to be able to meet the immediate needs. But that will be changing as we go forward. And, I want to say to anyone listening today, as I said, our blood drives are all sponsored by volunteer sponsors. So anyone who is listening here, we are still in that process of replacing blood drives that were canceled due to perhaps businesses having to have their employees stay at home and practice social distancing. That really put us in a very challenging place because we depend on them to do blood drives. So blood drives were being canceled. We were reaching out to schools, civic organizations, churches saying, can you help us? Can you help us? And people have really, really come through, but it really has been a real challenge. As I said, unprecedented. I've never seen anything like this, but we have been able to put blood drives in place. I will tell you that I have heard from several people that I have talked with. They've said, well, I want to give, I want to donate, and I'm having a hard time finding a blood drive. And that is, as I said, part of the challenge that we're facing is that blood drives get canceled, they get replaced. So for people who are seeing this, I would strongly encourage you, please do not be discouraged. If you go on Red Cross Blood looking for a blood drive and there's not one this week, please look to next week, look to the week after that. There is no known end date to this pandemic, and we are going to need people to continue to come out and roll up a sleeve to help patients in need.
For our viewers, have you changed your operations now in the light of COVID-19 and social distancing? What's the process? What should they expect when they go to a blood drive?
Well, we've expanded our safety measures in following the lead of the CDC. What donors should expect when they come to the donor center or to a blood drive? What they can expect is that they will have to have their temperature taken before they go into the blood drive or enter the donation center. And that's not only for our donors, that's for our staff as well. We want to make sure that that environment is as safe as it can be. So you'll have your temperature taken. You'll be expected to be wearing a mask. Everyone at a blood drive or in a donor center is now expected to have a mask. If you do not have one, we will provide you one. And of course, like every business, when you go in businesses now, since the pandemic started, there is antibacterial lotion everywhere.
Okay.
So when you enter the blood drive, throughout the process, as well as in the canteen when your donation is over. And some of the safety practices that we already had in place have just been expanded a little bit. For people who donate blood, they're used to seeing those areas of the bed where donors touch are routinely wiped down with antibacterial wipes. When people donating, the area of the arm where they donate is swabbed with a septic swab. That is still, so we have our regular safety practices in place, but they have been expanded just to make sure that the environment is as safe as it can be for our staff and for our donors.
As you say, safety is a priority. And what is the most immediate need right now for the Red Cross?
Well, a couple of things. Blood has a shelf life, so it cannot be stockpiled. I would strongly encourage individuals of all blood types to donate. There is always a strong need for blood donors with type O blood to donate, because type O positive is the most common blood type and always in demand by hospitals. Type O negative, only 7% of the population have it, and it's the universal blood type. So those blood types are always in need, but I would strongly encourage, particularly at this time, people of all blood types to donate. And something new that we are looking at right now is that the American Red Cross, along with other blood collection organizations, are working with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, to support collection and distribution of convalescent plasma, which is a potentially life-saving treatment for critically ill COVID-19 patients. And what we are looking for there is we are reaching out to individuals who have had the coronavirus and are well now and are symptom-free. And we are looking for them to come in and donate convalescent plasma. And for someone who may not have heard of that before, convalescent plasma has been used as a potentially life-saving treatment in situations where new diseases or infections develop quickly and there are no treatments or vaccines available yet. So that plasma, what we are looking for are donors who have developed antibodies. And so what I would do is, all of your viewers, if you've had the coronavirus, if you are recovered now and are symptom-free, I would encourage you to go to redcrossblood.org/plasma and number 4 COVID. So again, that's redcrossblood.org plasma for COVID. And what that is that's the place where you will fill out the donor information form. And that really starts the process. Once you've completed that, someone will reach out to you to schedule a donation. And I will say here for all of your listeners is that in order to donate convalescent plasma, you do have to be near a donation center, which there is a donation center at 32 North Prospect in Burlington. And the reason for that is that a convalescent plasma donation is taken through a process called apheresis, which removes the plasma and returns the red blood cells and platelets to the donor. And unfortunately, that can only be done at a donation center. But right now, We are having a very strong reaction. To date, the Red Cross has distributed some 1,500 convalescent plasma products, and right now we are on track to collect and process 1,000 more this week. That being said, if you can donate, please make time to go to redcrossblood.org. And I will tell you, I have met some wonderful, wonderful people. I've been interviewing people who have donated, and talked with a young woman just a week ago who had never even donated blood in her life, but she had the coronavirus, luckily a lighter case of it. And when she saw the call for convalescent plasma donors, she said, I've got to do this. I can help. I know I can do this. And so she really kind of faced down her fears and went into the donation center and donated. And when it was all over, she said, that was easy. And now she's not only donated once, but you can donate plasma every 4 weeks, as opposed to blood, which you can only donate every 8 weeks. And she's told me she intends to donate every 4 weeks as long as she can.
Well, that is great to hear that people are helping by donating blood, but most importantly, that people who have recovered from COVID-19 are also donating plasma. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for all of your volunteers there at the Red Cross for all your efforts during this COVID-19 pandemic.
Thank you for helping us to get the word out.
To learn more about how you can help or to make an appointment to donate blood, go to our website on your screen, redcrossblood.org. The website also has information about the COVID-19 Convalescence Plasma Program. Once again, that's redcrossblood.org. You can also call 1-800-RED-CROSS. And that's our program for today. Once again, thank you for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard.